Retro Road Test, MG Metro vs Fiat 127 Sport. The 1980s was a golden era for the hot hatchback. Car enthusiasts who wanted performance on a budget had a wealth of options, and two of the most exciting contenders were the MG Metro and the Fiat 127 Sport. Both cars, hailing from manufacturers with rich racing pedigrees, promised a blend of practicality and fun that appealed to a growing market of young drivers. In this road test, we'll take an in-depth look at these two iconic hatchbacks to see how they stack up against each other in terms of design, performance, handling, practicality, and overall driving experience. 1. Exterior design, retro icons with distinct personalities. The exterior design of a car is often what draws buyers in, and both the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport have distinctive looks that reflect their era and origins. The MG Metro, based on the Austin Metro, was a stylish evolution of the humble Super Mini. With its squared-off, boxy design, the Metro carried the hallmark of early 1980s British automotive design. The MG version added sporty touches like a black grille with the MG badge, side stripes, and distinctive alloy wheels. The angular lines, coupled with the bold color options of the time, made the MG Metro a car that was hard to miss on the road. Its compact dimensions, flared wheel arches, and sporty stance suggested that this was no ordinary city car. In contrast, the Fiat 127 Sport was a product of Italian flair. The 127 had been a successful model for Fiat, and the Sport version was their attempt to inject some excitement into the small car segment. The 127 Sport featured a more curvaceous and flowing design than the Metro, with a distinct front end that included round headlights set in a sleek grille. The Sport version was distinguished by its sporty decals, lower stance, and wide wheels, giving it a more aggressive and purposeful look compared to its standard siblings. The overall design of the 127 Sport was a blend of functional simplicity and Italian style, which still holds up well today. When comparing the two, the MG Metro has a more utilitarian look with its sharp edges and squared-off profile, while the Fiat 127 Sport exudes a more playful and energetic character. Both cars are unmistakably 1980s in their design, but they appeal to different aesthetic tastes, one being more British and reserved, the other more Italian and expressive. 2. Interior design and comfort, basic but functional. Moving inside, both cars offer a no-frills experience typical of hot hatches from this era. The focus was clearly on driving rather than luxury, but each car has its own take on the interior design. The MG Metro's interior is straightforward, with a typically British layout that emphasizes practicality. The dashboard is simple, with large, clear gauges and controls that are easy to reach and understand. The seats, while not luxurious, offer decent support and are covered in durable fabrics that have aged well over the years. The driving position is upright, giving good visibility, but the overall feeling is that of a small car designed for city use rather than long-distance comfort. Despite this, there is a certain charm in the Metro's interior, with its functional layout and nostalgic touches like the MG-branded steering wheel and gear knob. The Fiat 127 Sport, on the other hand, offers a more driver-focused environment. The dashboard is more stylized, with a layout that wraps around the driver. The instrument cluster is sporty, featuring a large central speedometer and tachometer, which is a reminder of the car's performance aspirations. The seats in the 127 Sport are more supportive and offer better bolstering than those in the Metro, reflecting the car's more dynamic intentions. The interior also features sporty touches such as a 3-spoke steering wheel and unique upholstery patterns that add to the car's character. In terms of space, both cars are fairly similar, offering adequate room for front passengers, but rear passengers may find space a bit cramped, especially on longer journeys. Storage space is limited in both cars, with small boots that are more suitable for shopping trips than long vacations. Overall, while neither car offers the comfort or luxury of modern hot hatches, The Fiat 127 Sport edges ahead with its more engaging and sporty interior design, which enhances the driving experience. The MG Metro, however, offers a more practical and straightforward layout that would appeal to those who prioritize functionality. 3. Performance, punchy engines, spirited drives. Performance is where hot hatches really shine, and both the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport were designed to deliver thrills on a budget. The MG Metro is powered by a 1.3-liter A-series engine, producing around 72 horsepower. While this may not sound like much by today's standards, the Metro's lightweight means that it's more than enough to make the car feel lively. The engine is responsive, with a decent amount of low-end torque that makes it easy to drive around town. On the open road, the Metro feels eager, with a raspy exhaust note that adds to the driving experience. The 0 to 60 miles per hour time is around 10.9 seconds, which is respectable for a car of this size and era. The Fiat 127 Sport, meanwhile, is equipped with a 1.3-liter engine as well, producing a slightly higher output of around 75 horsepower. The 127 Sport is a touch lighter than the Metro, which gives it a slight edge in terms of performance. The engine is a rev-happy unit that loves to be pushed, delivering a more thrilling experience as the revs climb. The 0 to 60 miles per hour time is around 10.5 seconds, making it a fraction quicker than the Metro. The Fiat's engine also has a more charismatic note, which adds to the sense of speed and excitement. Both cars use a manual gearbox, with the MG Metro featuring a 4-speed transmission, while the Fiat 127 Sport has a 5-speed gearbox. The additional gear in the Fiat makes it more flexible and allows for better fuel economy on the motorway. The gear shifts in the MG Metro are smooth but have a longer throw, whereas the Fiat's gearbox feels more precise and engaging, adding to the sporty feel. When it comes to handling, the MG Metro offers a balanced and predictable ride. The suspension is tuned for comfort, but the car remains composed in corners, with minimal body roll. The steering is light and precise, making the Metro easy to maneuver in tight spaces, though it lacks the sharpness of more modern hot hatches. The Fiat 127 Sport, by contrast, offers a more engaging driving experience. The suspension is firmer, which gives the car a more planted feel in corners. The steering is direct and offers good feedback, allowing the driver to feel connected to the road. The 127 Sport's handling is agile and responsive, making it a joy to drive on twisty roads. However, the firmer suspension does mean that the ride is less comfortable on rough surfaces compared to the Metro. In summary, both cars deliver a fun and spirited driving experience, but the Fiat 127 Sport has the edge in terms of performance and handling. Its rev-happy engine, precise gearbox, and sharp steering make it the more engaging of the two, particularly for those who enjoy spirited driving. For driving experience, everyday usability versus driving fun. Hot hatches are often a compromise between everyday usability and driving fun, and both the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport approach this balance in different ways. The MG Metro is the more practical of the two. Its softer suspension and lighter steering make it a comfortable and easy car to drive in urban environments. The Metro is at home in the city, where its compact size and good visibility make it easy to park and navigate through traffic. On longer journeys, the Metro is stable and offers a relatively comfortable ride, though it does become a bit noisy at higher speeds. The engine, while not the most powerful, is flexible enough to handle both city driving and motorway cruising. The Fiat 127 Sport, on the other hand, is more focused on delivering a fun driving experience. The firmer suspension and more responsive steering make it a car that begs to be driven enthusiastically. The 127 Sport excels on twisty roads, where its agility and sharp handling come into their own. However, this focus on driving fun does come at the expense of everyday comfort. The ride can be harsh over rough surfaces, and the engine, while exciting at high revs, can be a bit tiring in stop-start traffic. The 127 Sport is best enjoyed on a weekend blast through the countryside rather than as a daily commuter. Fuel economy for both cars is similar, with the MG Metro returning around 35 mpg and the Fiat 127 Sport offering slightly better figures thanks to its lighter weight and 5-speed gearbox. However, neither car is particularly economical by modern standards, especially if driven hard. In terms of refinement, the MG Metro is the quieter and more comfortable car, making it the better choice for those who need a car for both fun and daily duties. The Fiat 127 Sport, while less refined, offers a more engaging and enjoyable driving experience for those who prioritize driving pleasure over practicality. 5. Practicality, space and usability. When it comes to practicality, both the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport have to balance the demands of being small, sporty cars with the needs of everyday usability. The MG Metro offers a more practical package, thanks to its slightly larger interior and more flexible layout. The Metro's rear seats can be folded down to increase boot space, making it surprisingly versatile for a car of its size. The square shape of the Metro also means that there is more usable space inside, both for passengers and luggage. The driving position is upright, which gives good visibility and makes the Metro feel roomier than it is. For those who need a small car that can also handle the occasional trip to the shops or weekend away, the Metro is the better option. The Fiat 127 Sport, while still practical, is more focused on its sporty character. The rear seats are tighter, and the boot is smaller, making it less suited to carrying large loads. The 127's sloping roofline also means that headroom in the back is limited, which could be an issue for taller passengers. However, the 127 Sport's compact size makes it easy to park and maneuver in tight spaces, and its lightweight means that it feels nimble and agile around town. While it may not be as practical as the Metro, the 127 Sport is still a usable car for everyday driving, provided you don't need to carry too much. Both cars offer basic but functional interiors, with enough space for 4 adults on short trips. However, if practicality is a priority, the MG Metro is the better choice. Its larger interior and more flexible layout make it the more versatile car, especially for those who need to carry passengers or luggage regularly. 6. Reliability and maintenance, a tale of two brands. Reliability and maintenance are important factors to consider when owning a classic hot hatch, and both the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport have their strengths and weaknesses in this regard. The MG Metro, being based on the Austin Metro, shares many of its components with other cars from the British Leyland Group. This means that parts are relatively easy to come by, and there is a good network of specialists and clubs that can offer support. However, the Metro's A-series engine, while robust, can suffer from common issues such as head gasket failure and overheating. The bodywork is also prone to rust, particularly around the sills and wheel arches. Regular maintenance is essential to keep a Metro running smoothly, but with the right care, these cars can be reliable and enjoyable to own. The Fiat 127 Sport, on the other hand, has a reputation for being more temperamental. Fiats of this era were known for their electrical gremlins and rust issues, and the 127 Sport is no exception. The engine, while lively, can be prone to oil leaks and timing belt issues, which require regular attention. The 127's bodywork is also prone to rust, particularly in the floor pan and suspension areas. However, the 127 Sport benefits from a strong following among enthusiasts, and there are plenty of specialists who can help with parts and repairs. With regular maintenance and careful ownership, the 127 Sport can be a rewarding car to own, but it requires a bit more dedication than the Metro. In terms of running costs, both cars are relatively inexpensive to maintain, provided you can do some of the work yourself or have access to a good mechanic. Parts for the MG Metro are generally cheaper and more widely available, thanks to the car's popularity in the UK. The Fiat 127 Sport, being less common, may require more effort to find parts, particularly for specific trim or mechanical components. However, both cars offer a relatively low-cost entry into classic hot hatch ownership, with plenty of support from enthusiast clubs and online communities. 7. Ownership experience, charm, character, and community. Owning a classic hot hatch like the MG Metro or Fiat 127 Sport is about more than just the driving experience. It's also about the sense of community and the joy of owning a car with character and history. The MG Metro has a strong following in the UK, where it is seen as a quintessentially British car. There are numerous owners' clubs and events dedicated to the Metro, making it easy to find support and advice. The Metro's relatively simple mechanics mean that it is a good car for those who enjoy tinkering and maintaining their vehicles. The car's charming, slightly retro looks also make it a popular choice for classic car shows and events. The Fiat 127 Sport, while less common, has a dedicated following among fans of Italian cars. The 127's sporty character and lively performance make it a favorite among those who appreciate driving dynamics. There are also several clubs and events dedicated to the 127, particularly in Europe, where the car is more common. The Fiat's Italian flair and distinctive design give it a certain appeal that resonates with those who value style and performance. In terms of value, both cars are relatively affordable compared to more well-known classic hot hatches like the Volkswagen Golf GTI or Peugeot 205 GTI. Prices for well-maintained examples of the MG Metro and Fiat 127 Sport have been rising in recent years, reflecting the growing interest in 1980s classics. However, both cars still offer good value for money, particularly for those who want a classic car that is both fun to drive and practical to own. Conclusion: a close contest with different appeals. In the battle between the MG Metro and the Fiat 127 Sport, the choice ultimately comes down to personal preference and priorities. Both cars offer a unique blend of practicality, performance, and character, but they do so in different ways. The MG Metro is the more practical and versatile of the two, making it the better choice for those who need a car that can handle both everyday duties and weekend fun. Its straightforward design, easy-to-maintain mechanics, and strong community support make it a great entry point into classic car ownership. The Fiat 127 Sport, on the other hand, is the more focused and engaging driver's car. Its sharp handling, lively engine, and Italian styling make it a joy to drive, particularly on twisty roads. While it may not be as practical or as easy to live with as the Metro, the 127 Sport offers a more exciting and charismatic driving experience for those who prioritize driving pleasure. Ultimately, whether you choose the MG Metro or the Fiat 127 Sport, you're getting a slice of 1980s motoring history that is sure to put a smile on your face every time you get behind the wheel. These cars may be small, but they're packed with character and charm, making them true icons of their era.